Hello everybody and welcome to the weekly review from Forex Live today. It's the 21st of May 2011. Before we begin, a quick reminder, forexlivetoday.com. Have a look on the website, all the latest news, lots of weekend reading, get you set up for next week. Don't forget, we also have our economic calendar, politics news, global markets, technical analysis and a new forum for you to discuss any trade ideas or anything about trading the forex market. Don't forget to join the free mailing list. Each week we'll send out a newsletter which will contain our weekly videos, some trade ideas, all sorts of different things. Okay, so let's get into the charts, and what an exciting week we had this week. So starting with the euro and the daily chart. So reviewing once again quickly, last week, well the week before we've just completed, was the week that we broke this previous low here on the uptrend, which really signified a change in trend. When you're looking for trend changes, especially on a longer term chart like this, you want to break the previous low, make a new low. So we did that the previous week. But then this week, Monday through Thursday, we rallied. But as you can see, I've got some lines on the chart, but if I go into the hourly, you will see it much clearer. So here we have last Friday, the sell-off, making a new low. But then, as I mentioned, all this week, on the hourly chart this is, making higher highs and higher lows. That was until we got up to this point here, which was the previous resistance. So for swing traders or for support and resistance traders, this was your ideal entry, and you can see it was almost pip perfect, and big downside from there. Additionally, if we look at the uptrend line here, you can see another place to go short would have been the exit and then back test of this wedge. So two really strong sell signals here. Both of them would have been profitable. So I hope you got some. And if we go back to our daily, I just want to highlight where they have closed the euro this Friday evening. Right here at 141.55. And if we bring our little cross back here, we can see we're back again at this low. And if you go way back, you can see here it was a resistance point. Here it provided support. So it is a key level. So although I am very bearish on the euro at the moment, I do not have a position open. I closed all my positions on Friday afternoon, as I generally do, but I will be waiting. There's a possibility of a bounce on Monday morning from this point because it's such a key point, but I do see further sell-offs for the euro. So bearish on euro. Okay, so moving across to dollar Swiss. So as we can see, the downtrend is continuing on unabated. Any strength, as we can see here, gets sold into. So let's say you're wanting to take a short. Let's say you're wanting to trade with the trend, which is the way I like to trade. Let me show you some things to look out for. So if we change here to this chart. Okay, so if we look back here, back on about the 16th of March, we had this big spike low here. Dollar Swiss then rallied and then sold off to break this low and all the way down here to the record low at, let's see what that was, 85.50 or so. Since then we have had some strength. Now this yellow line that you can see here, let me bring it up for you, it's the 50-day simple moving average, and you can see once before recently it has proved to be resistance. So if we combine strength in a downtrend resistance at the 50-day simple moving average combined with a back test of a break of this previous spike low, we can see another good entry point for a short. So sometimes when you want to get short and you want to short the spikes in a downtrend and you're not sure what to look out for, combining resistance points, previous supports, fib levels, these types of things can give you the edge. So that's dollar Swiss. So once again, until we see a new high, as I keep repeating, so now we're looking for 90, but again we failed to make that new high, and it's sold off this week pretty much every day. So again, you would be looking for lower lows on dollar Swiss. Cable. Okay, I'm starting with a weekly chart because there's lots that I want to show you, and again it's regards to support and resistance and how you can trade it. So I've gone for a long-term view. We've got a 3-year view here, so you can see where this support line originates. It's the high of 2007 when cable was up over $2 at $2.10 approximately. Okay, so let's drill in now to the daily. You can see where that line is coming from, and that's that line that you see coming through here. So there's that line. So on a shorter term basis, just say for this year to date, we have an uptrend starting here at 153.50 and continuing up here. So there we have another support. So we had the uptrend, which has since been broken in the past 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks, with this downtrend. Last week we're having a bit of whipsaw activity, so the clear trend is not really defined, but the break of this low here would signify to me further downside, and that's why I have this support line down here. That is the eventual target, all going to plan. So the downtrend trend line of the last 3 weeks, that's here. There's the year-to-date uptrend. This is the really long-term downtrend. We have our support line here, and we've been meeting some resistance here all week, so we have another line there. So if we now drill in to our hourly, let's make a bit of a longer view. You can see as we've moved down, bouncing off this trend here, you can see that as we've bounced off this resistance once, it has slowly until finally we had, look at this merging or converging of 3 different levels of resistance. So you can, in my opinion, this was a high probability trade. So if I drill in, you can see 3 convergences of the resistance. And remember, resistance and support is not specific points down to, fractions of points. It's areas. So when you're going short or long based on support or resistance, you want to give your trade some room with a stop loss. Depending on your time frames, obviously, if you're trading a daily chart, it'll be longer than if you're trading an hourly chart. But definitely you want to give it at least until it's covered all of these, and then a bit more. So again, we saw this no real trend, sideways movement. Then we saw strength until it was almost drawn towards this convergence here, and then sold off sharply into the close on Friday. So if we drill back out and look at our daily chart for cable, so as I mentioned, downtrend this week, a lot of whipsawing, and this can really have an effect on your account. If you're trading with trend, or if you're using wide stops, sometimes you can get stopped out, and then it just turns on its heels and goes the other way. So be careful trading when it's in a sideways range like this. But as we've just seen, if you just focus on those support and resistance points, you can still get some good pips. Alright, dollar yen. So dollar yen, as we mentioned over the last couple of weeks, we had this excellent entry at the 61.8 fib level. Since then, we've had a continual strength with the week before last we did have some weakness, which was baffling to many analysts, but their point was proven this week with a few strong days there. However, we have breached the 38.2 and since then sold off a little bit. So will the rally continue, or will that 38.2 fib prove to be some resistance? Be interesting to see if it can get a close above that 38.2 fib. And the Aussie dollar. I'm afraid Aussie dollar bulls are, I think, maybe starting to throw in the towel slightly. The bears seem to be taking control of the dollar. So coming off the record highs and this move up here, we dropped down almost to the 38.2. We rallied, failed to make a new high, made a new low, have rallied, hit a brick wall on Friday at the 23.6 fib, and closed with, it looks like a bit of a spinning top or a doji there. So right now I would not be taking any positions. I would look to see what happens next, but a red candle could indicate to me that we are on the next leg down. So I'm definitely short bias on the Aussie dollar, and we'll be looking for much lower, initially down to this 61.8 and then probably lower than that as well. So lots to look out for next week. It was a very exciting week this week, and I think next week will be too. I think there's some a gradual shift in these movements of the money markets at the moment, but as we always say, you must keep an eye on the chart and be flexible. You can't be fixed in these ideas of next week this is what's going to happen and that's it. No, we must be flexible and trade what the chart is telling you. So I hope some of those tips today were useful. Support and resistance, key in my trading strategy. I hope that it was helpful for you. So remember guys, forexlivetoday.com, join the mailing list, leave us a message, make some comments, join up to the forum. Let's hear from you. Bye everyone, until next week. Bye for now.